Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 20 April 2023, Thursday night at 9 o'clock. It's time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and we have a monster sale for you tonight on generally inexpensive but high quality cutlery. It's going to be fun. Before we get into it, a little bit of housekeeping to do as always. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale if you'd like to participate as a buyer tonight. I'm going to post those terms up on the screen for you in just a few moments, and then I'm going to reprint them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description at the very top, you'll see 3 links to previous videos on the channel. The first is my Primer for Buyers video. That's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. It explains how everything works and why every Thursday night at 9. So you'll want to watch that if you're a noob, so you know what's going on and how to navigate. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. If you're interested in using this weekly sales event to move along some of your collection, check that video out. It explains how this all works from the consignor's perspective. And then the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. Good time to inquire about that. Backlog is low, 3 weeks-ish. So yeah, those 3 links in the description, then the terms of the sale, and then at the bottom, the reason you're all here, the list of tonight's inventory complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. And in the pricing column, you're generally going to see 2 numbers. The number on the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. Price on the right is the price of your knife as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There will be room this week for 4 knives to be sharpened next day. So that's tomorrow, the 21st. Those first 4 sharpened knives will ship with all of the as shown inventory on Friday. If you're outside the first 4, expect your sharpened knife to ship in about 3 weeks. Okay. Oh, if you see the word sold in lieu of a price in that far right column, no need to send an inquiry or an I'll take it. That knife has already been bought and paid for by its new owner. All right. Well, that is it for housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we've got 6 leftovers from last week and some very attractive pricing. First up, from the Esnyx silver line of fine pocket knives, this one produced by Rayat in China, we have the Esnyx Beer Buster Junior. It comes in a beer can. Microfiber cloth, a Beer Buster sticker, and this little cutie. So Evan makes a slip joint Beer Buster. This one is a ball bearing, well, I'm going to call it a frame lock with scales in titanium, front flipper on ball bearings. Gorgeous little swedged drop point in M390, 2 9/16 blade, 3.5-inch handle, so very efficient blade to handle ratio. There is the lockup on your titanium frame lock. Is it steel inserted? I don't think it is. Doesn't feel like it needs to be either. Lockup is rock solid. Action is super free and smooth. Centering is perfect. Got a beautiful right hand tip up milled titanium pocket clip. The back spacer is a bottle opener. And then you've got that beautifully inlaid bottle shield in the canvas micarta. Condition on this will be like new in can. There's one site that has OD canvas micarta still in stock at $265. Everybody else is out. We ran this last week at $220. It didn't sell. We dropped it to $195 for the weekend. It's still here. Your last and final price. There will be no Saturday price drop on this knife. $180 like it is. $205 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. And next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. That's the Esnyx Silverline Beerbuster Jr. Next up, we have a couple surprisingly still available knives. First, from North Arm Knives. This is a Skaha 2 scaled in gorgeous purple G10, crowned and satin finished. You have a deep carry wire clip tip up right hand only, and you've got a flipper. It makes that double click that North Arm is famous for. This is a ground blade, not the step milled blade, but you still have the engraved maker's mark. And I believe that tag stamp says Magnacut. Beautiful tumble polish or stone polished blade finish. Great jimping. Liner lock locks up strongly and securely. Super smooth, super free. One of the best flippers ever made. 3 3/8 inch blade, 4 3/8 handle. Perfect mechanics. We're going to call this near mint to like new, no box. They're out of stock new. Sold listings on eBay run between $278 and $405. Sold listings on eBay between $278 and $405. We ran this at $265 last week. It didn't sell. We dropped it to $230 for the weekend. It didn't sell. There will be no Saturday price drop. This week's price is firm. This is the, if I don't sell it for this, I'll keep it price from the seller. Cheapest one sold in the world by about $50 at $210 like it is. $240 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. It's a North Arm Skaha 2 purple Magnacut. Next up, the other shocker of the sale. I remember a year or two ago, didn't matter what I charged for these knives, they all sold instantly. From Southern Grind, we have a Spider Monkey drop point satin finish carbon fiber. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful milled satin finish. There is a milled texture that's just gorgeous. I'm not sure the camera's picking that up. You've got a shorty right hand tip up clip, titanium liner lock on phosphor bronze. I don't think that blade is satin. I would call it stonewashed. But anyway, 3 1/4 inch blade, 4 3/16 handle. Phosphor bronze washers and thumb studs, baby. There is your engagement on the titanium liner lock. It is rock solid. Silky smooth phosphor bronze action, perfect centering. Condition on this one will be near mint in box. These are available brand new. Your favorite website for $261. We ran this last week at $220. It didn't sell. Dropped it to $195 for the weekend. It's still here. Let's do $180 like it is. $205 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Southern Grind Spider Monkey CF. Next up, got one from Viper Knives, Viper Technicut. Doesn't come in a box, just in the generic zipper pouch. This is the Italo from Viper. with that Maniago mill pattern in your titanium, all titanium frame lock. Steel inserted lock bar. Deep carry wire clip that appears to be right hand only. And then you got a ball bearing flipper that has a removable thumb or wave plate. Blade steel on the Italo is M390. Blade length is 3 3/4 inches. That beautiful Maniago satin with that cool black and white etch. There are some very fine hairlines in that blade. Has been used a little bit. There's your lock engagement. It is dead rock solid. And your blade centering will be, oh, I don't know, would perfect be okay? All right. So we're going to say this is near mint, no box. These are in stock new for $2.55 at your favorite web retailer. We ran this one last week at $190, didn't sell, dropped it to $165 for the weekend. I thought that would get it gone, but no. Let's do $150 on the Italo, $180 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. Next up, from Tucson, wow, we have a TS220 M3. Yes, a beautifully milled titanium handle with a beautifully milled right-hand tip-up titanium clip, steel inserted titanium lock bar with over-travel stop that looks like it's covered by the pivot collar. A very interesting little hook flipper. Pretty hard to miss with that. Blade steel is M390. Jelly Jerry design. Kind of a harpoon spear. Rock solid lockup. There's your engagement. Nice ball bearing action. Perfect blade centering. Again, some very fine hairlines near the cutting edge in that satin finish, and some fingerprints from me. 3 7/16 blade, 4 7/16 handle. Some very, very slight evidence of carry, but very slight. We'll call it near mint in box. Amazon has these right now available at $135 plus tax. We ran this one at $95 last week. It sat. We dropped it to $80 for the weekend. It sat again. Let's do $70 on the Tucson TS220 100 if you'd like it with my edge on it. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 4. The TS220 from Tucson. And that brings us to our last leftover from last week. This is from Drop, and it is a Degnan design, and the model is the Emrose in bronze. This drop knife was actually purchased new by my consignor from Blade HQ, believe it or not. It is kind of an Italian stiletto coffin handle emulating titanium bolster lock, we'll call it. I love how the titanium bits are anodized gold or bronze. Burgundy canvas micarta inlays, very nicely applied. And the self-guard is also a flipper. So it's a ball bearing flipper with a hollow bayonet ground spear point blade in M390, 3 7/16 inches of blade, 4 7/16 inches of handle. There is your lockup on your steel inserted titanium lock bar. It is rock solid. Not going to drop shut, the blade's pretty light. The centering is dead on. Condition on this knife, I'm going to call near mint in box. These are out of stock. They were $190 when they were new, web retail. We ran this last week at $150 on Thursday and then dropped it to $130 for the weekend. Let's do this week for $120 like it is. $145 if you like it with my edge. That is the Drop Degnan Emrose. Next up, we have one from Drop. Before it was Drop, it was Mass Drop. And this one, a collaboration with Ferrum Forge Knife Works. This is the Dow titanium frame lock. And this is the coolest Dow I've ever seen. Check out the milling and anodizing on this knife. So it looks like there is a bronze base coat and then a green second anodize, and then they surface grind this flat, and then they hit it again with the bronze or gold, whichever you prefer. Very cool titanium frame lock. And then a bronze anodized milled titanium clip that can go, whoa, left or right hand. Tip up. You got a steel inserted titanium frame lock, a ball bearing flipper, and kind of a stylized sheep's foot in S35 VN. 3 3/8 inch blade, 4 1/4 inch handle. It has had a polished edge applied, which is quite sharp but not super refined. Looks like they didn't quite get to the base. And there are some very fine hairlines in the satin above the cutting edge. So the knife's had a little use. But the handle is very pristine. There is your lock engagement. It is rock solid. Beautiful in the hand with that big generous finger choil. Great action, perfect centering. These are discontinued and out of stock. There is one sold listing for this handle configuration, which, by the way, brings the most money of any Dow handle. That knife sold at $196 on eBay. This one can be yours. We'll call it near mint in the box. $145 like it is. $170 with an TheApostleP edge. That's the Mass Drop Ferrum Forged Dow. Next up, we have one from Bestech Knives. It is the BG13B-2 Palladin. The Palladin from Bestech. A pretty smart looking knife. 3D machine and blasted finish tan G10. Nice custom pivot. Right hand tip up pocket clip. It is a ball bearing flipper that flips beautifully. Kind of a trailing point blade. The D2 blade is two-tone. There's kind of a gray PVD and then that final grinder satin main bevel. Very nice. Again, we've got some very fine scratches above the cutting edge in the face of the blade. Stainless steel liner lock engages thusly. There's a ball bearing pivot. Centering is very close to perfect, if not perfect. Blade length is 3 9/16. Handle is 4 7/8. We'll call this excellent in box. You can buy one of these brand new at your favorite Bestech retailer for $52 plus tax plus shipping, or just buy this one. $40 all in, shipped priority mail, $65 with an TheApostleP edge. That's the Bestech BG13B-2 Palladin. Next up, we have another one from Tucson, designed and made in Yangjing, China. This is a super cool little gents flipper. I don't know the model number of this. I do know that it is one of the Wong design knives from Tucson. It's just, I'm calling it the Tucson Wong Design CF. It is a little frame lock flipper. Beautifully finely milled and crowned titanium frame. A beautifully milled titanium pocket clip that's going to be right hand tip up. Steel insert on the lock bar. Ooh. Nice little flipper tab. Strong detent. M390 blade. And I guess you could call that a modified reverse Tonto, couldn't you? I guess you could. Blade length is 2 11/16. Handle is just 3 1/2, so very efficient blade to handle ratio. The lock bar is steel inserted and engages thusly. It is rock solid. Ball bearings are dead smooth, and the centering's perfect. We'll call this like new in box. I got no pricing reference, but you can buy it for 90 bucks, like it is, 120 with an ApostleP edge. The Tucson long design carbon fiber. Next up, we have one from Concept, not Kansept, like I used to say it. Some Chinese knife fanboy corrected me. It's Concept. Why they can't spell in China, I don't know. But they can't. The knife inside is the Concept K 233A4 Gremlin. Comes in this nice little canvas and a leather belt pouch, I think. No, it's just a pouch, no belt loop. And here's the knife. These things are salty brand new, my friends. Salty. So you got a titanium frame lock with beautiful red marbled carbon fiber inlays. Nice milling, beautiful milled clip, steel inserted titanium frame lock, a little titanium backspacer with a lanyard hole. And then here is the star of this show, the Damasteel blade. Ooh. Kind of a California clip. 3 inches of blade, 3 7/8 inches of handle. There's your engagement on the titanium frame lock. Rock solid. Of course, ball bearing pivot. And perfect centering. Condition, near mint to like new in box. Guess how much these are new? I think I found them at Knife Center. $3.99. $3.99. Man, I think that's too much. So let's do $190 on this one. $190 like it is. $215 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. It's the Concept K2003A4 Gremlin. And we'll put him back in his little pouch. Yes, we will. Okay, next up. From the other brand from Kizer, which is Kizer, we have a V3549C2 Assassin. This one is scaled in red paper micarta, and it is beautiful. It is blood red. Just a tiny little bit of figuring and texture, but mostly smooth. Very good looking scales. It is a button lock, deep carry clip, tip up, ambidextrous, a flipper with an excellent detent on ball bearings. Great looking spear point swedged blade. Blade length on the Assassin is 3 inches of 154 cm, and then you got 4 1/4 inches of handle. I believe those liners are stainless. Super fine ball bearing action. Lockup is solid, and the centering is perfect. Condition near mint in box. This also has applied a polished edge that I'm going to say is just okay. Not quite cleaned up at the tip. It's plenty sharp, but not quite finished, I would say. So near mint in box. The price of these brand new at your favorite web retailer is 69 bucks. Let's do this one at 50, all in, shipped priority mail. 75 if you like my edge on it. That's the Kizer V3549C2 Assassin. Next, we got another one from Kizer. This one is the V3548RN6. And I guess I say this name wrong. Shocking, I know, for a Chinese knife. But I think I say it Begleiter, and somebody told me that's not how you say it. Begleiter? I don't know. Looks like Begleiter to me. Somebody get in the comments and correct me again. They could use normal words. I don't know. Anyway. It is the Begleiter Mini N690 blade. frag pattern, purple G10 scales, stainless steel liners, a deep carry polished tip-up clip that is ambidextrous. Thumb studs and ball bearings, baby. Stainless steel liner lock. That blade I'm calling a lamb foot. You GEC fans will know what I'm talking about. Blade length 2 7/8. It is a ball bearing pivot if I didn't mention it. 3 3/4 inches a handle. Lockup is rock solid. There is your engagement. Ball bearing action is stupendous. Blade centering is hard to see, but it's perfect. This is like new in the box. You can buy this knife brand new at your favorite web retailer for $55 plus tax plus postage. Or just buy this one, $45, all in, shipped, priority mail. If you want my edge on that N690 blade, add $25, so $70 with my edge. That's the Kizer V3548RN6 Begleiter Mini. Next up, we go from Kizer to Vi, and this particular Vi is a Civivi. This is the C903B Anthropos. A pretty cool looking knife. Scales are laminated carbon fiber over kind of a purple G10. Super fine satin finish on that carbon fiber. We got a deep carry pocket clip that goes both ways, tip up. We have a super low profile flipper that even I can operate. We have a blade of D2, 3 3/16 inches long, a 4 1/4 handle. Again, a user applied polished edge that didn't quite get to the apex everywhere, but it'll cut, you know. There's your lock engagement on your stainless steel liner lock. Rock solid. Ball bearing action is just fine. Centering is dead nuts. Condition we'll call near mint in box. Price of these brand new at your favorite web retailer, $60. Price for this one, and you're not paying any postage or any sales tax, all in $45. With my edge, $70. That is the Civivi C903B Anthropos. Next up, another one from Civivi. Probably their most prolific model. Not sure about this configuration, but the Elementum is their sort of #1 selling model. This is the C2103C button lock Elementum. The box says this is dark green micarta. Sure looks like black canvas to me. Who knows? It could be green. Maybe in China it looks greener. I don't know. Anyhow, we got a tip-up ambidextrous deep carry pocket clip. We have a button lock mechanism with no thumb stud and no flipper. It's a flinger. It's a button lock ball bearing flinger. And it flings just great. And the blade will not open unless you depress the button. There is a gorgeous gray stonewash finish on the 14C28N blade, which is hollow ground, 3 7/16 inches in length, 4 1/2 inch handle. The lockup is dead rock solid. The ergos are phenomenal. The action is stupendous. The centering on this one is pretty far off. I'm not sure what's up with that. It's just not something we're used to seeing from Civivi, but you know, it's a cheap knife, so who cares? We're going to call it near mint to like new in box. Price of these brand new is $59. You can buy this one, $45 shipped, priority mail, all in, postage paid, $70 with my edge. The Civivi C2103C button lock Elementum. Next, we got one from Vi Knife. The model inside is the 2005C Mote. Black titanium handle, gray, stone-washed, CPM S35 VN blade. A tiny little gents flipper. It's kind of a DLC coating and then tumbled. The hardware is bronze anodized, including the backspacer, which is polished. Great little integral lanyard post that you don't even see unless you're looking for it. It is, of course, a ball bearing flipper. Interesting blade shape, don't you think? It's a high flat saber with a full length swedge. Nice jimping. Steel inserted titanium frame lock, locks up thusly. It is rock solid. 2 5/8 blade, 3.5 handle. Right hand tip up milled titanium pocket clip. Whoops. Very light blade. So it is not a drop shutty, but perfect centering. Near mint to like new in box. These are discontinued and out of stock. When they were available, the web price brand new was $169. There's one sold listing on eBay for this knife at $171. So apparently, pretty popular discontinued and out of stock knife. Your price for this one? $145 like it is. $170 with my edge on that S35 VN blade. That's the WE 2005C Mote. Next up, do you have a Benchmade Griptilian laying around that needs a change of clothes? We have from Advanced Weapons Technologies, Applied Weapons Technologies, AWT, a set of aluminum Griptilian scales in black, and the included backspacer also in black. The only defect on this set of scales, if I can get there's a little glint from where the pocket clip rests. Other than that, they look new. Obviously, they've been installed. Backspacer also black, hardware all included. So we'll call it near mint in baggy. Price of these brand new online was $75. We're going to do these for $50 shipped priority mail. It's the AWT Griptilian scales in black. Next up, we have another little baggie, and on this baggie is a sticker that says Three Rivers Manufacturing, TRM USA. Inside the baggie comes a set of scales for a Three Rivers Atom in carbon fiber. Beautifully finished, by the way. You get all the hardware in this little baggie, and these scales look to be like new and baggy. I do see a little mark from a pocket clip. Oh well. So let's see. These go on the Three Rivers Atom, as I said. If you buy these brand new online, they're $65 from Three Rivers. You can have these for $40 shipped priority mail. And next up, let's see. You have an Atom and you need a change of color, but you don't want to pay $40 for carbon fiber. How about we do this? How about we do a little black G10 for the Three Rivers Atom? Again, hardware included. And I can see where a clip rested, so these must have been installed at some point. So we're going to call them near mint in baggy. If you buy these brand new from Three Rivers, they're $37. Or just buy this set for $25. Shipped priority mail, all in $25 for a little change of color on your Atom. How about that? So those are in your inventory as TRM Atom Scales G10. $25. Next up, we have one from Cold Steel. It is a Code 4 clip point. A Code 4 clip point. I just adore this knife. It's got this beautiful, it's a gray hard anode, but it's got just this little hint of bronze going on. And let's see. It's ambidextrous tip up pocket clip. The lefty clip is in the box. Blade steel is S35VN. Look at that beautiful bidirectional satin. Hollow ground clip point blade. Rock solid lockup. Triad lock. Very free blade. Centering is just about perfect. Condition, near mint to like new in box. Just in case you don't know, 3 9/16 inches of blade length, 5 1/16 of handle. It's a hand filler. Beautiful, beautiful knife. A classic. This was a classic as soon as it was released. So we'll call it near mint to like new in box. These are in stock new at your favorite retailer for $113, or you just buy this one, $80, shipped, priority mail, all in. If you want my edge on it, $105. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. That is the cold steel code 4 clip point. Next up, we have one from Hogue and Sig. So Hogue is now the OEM for Sig Sauer folding knives. And the knife inside is the Sig K320 Nitron Able Lock Folder Tanto Blade Black Finish. Pretty cool blade, guys. The handle on this one is FRN, and it is beautifully stippled, and this is so cool. I don't know if you can make this out, but in the middle of that stippling is a spot where the clip would rest if you moved it for left hand that is just slightly smoother, sort of shaped like a guitar pick. I think you can see it. So the clip is actually 4-way positionable, and if you have not handled a Hogue with this clip, it rocks. It's a shorty deep carry, and then these little punched kind of fish scales are unbelievably grippy when you're extracting. One of the best clips ever made, I think. And it goes all 4 corners. So this knife opens with a sort of triangular hole, DLC coated blade, S35VN, 3 9/16 inches of Tanto, 4 9/16 inches of handle, Able Lock mechanism, as I said, which is Reed Benchmade Axis Lock. Action is perfect. Lockup is perfect. Centering is perfect. I'm going to call it near mint to like new in box. Price of these brand new at your favorite web retailer will be $153, or just buy this one. All in, shipped, priority mail, $120 like it is. $150 if you like an TheApostleP edge on it. And it is, of course, eligible for next day sharpening. That's the Hogue Sig K320 Nitron Tanto. Next up, our second and final offering from a Hogue tonight. Comes in the box with the pouch inside. It's the 34-179 EXO1 3.5-inch drop point tumbled blade, 154 cm with G Mascus Black G10. Now, the clip installed on the knife is a factory Hogue deep carry clip. The original clip comes in this little baggie that will be included. Here's the knife. Gorgeous G Mascus. Beautiful milling back here. And then the 2 halves are milled out to meet each other. Nice little hidden lanyard post. There's your deep carry clip. So here we go, guys. And this does have a user applied polished edge. That is pretty good, but I can do better. Okay. So 3.5 inches of blade. Elishewitz design, by the way. 154 cm your blade steel. 4 9/16 handle. Button lock mechanism with safety. Action's beautiful. Lockup is rock solid. Centering is dead down the middle. We will call this near mint in box. Price of these brand new internet web retail 207, or just buy this one for $130 like it is, $155 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Hogue 34179 EX01. Next up, we have arrived at the save me from myself moment. This would be going the wrong direction for my collection because I'm thinning, I'm not adding. But it is from Benchmade, and it is the 575 BK-1 Mini Presidio 2. In my mind, the best folding Presidio Benchmade has ever made. And I'm going to tell you why. So the original Presidio, regular size and mini, had very aggressively milled aluminum scales that shredded your pants. They also made kind of a cheesy looking FRN version. Then came the Presidio 2 and the Mini Presidio 2, which had aluminum scales that were far less aggressive, but the knife was still just too doggone heavy. And then came the CF Elite scaled model. So essentially, it's a fiber reinforced nylon, but the fiber is carbon fiber, and you can kind of see it speckle in there. So these are a molded scale. They work great. They're super grippy, but not rippy. The blade is a gorgeous swedged spear point in S30V, and guys, I can't tell what coating this is. It might be Cerakote, it might be DLC. I just can't tell. Anyway, S30V blade, super slicey, 3 3/16 blade, 4 5/16 handle, deep carry Parkerized clip, axis lock, action's just fine. I could do better. Lockup is rock solid. Blade centering is dead perfect. Condition on this one is near mint to like new in box. Map pricing, minimum advertised pricing brand new for the interweb on these is $162, and they are in stock. Your price on this one, $120 like it is, $145 with an Apostle P edge. The Benchmade 575 BK-1 Mini Presidio 2 masterpiece. Next up, we have one from Spyderco. Spyderco. This is the Endura Teal FRN. Interesting. I'm calling it mint, but maybe it's not mint. Maybe it is teal. There's your FRN. The blade steel on this Endura is S30V. This is a River's Edge Cutlery exclusive. So it's just a S30V Endura FFG, polished clip, bright hardware, rock solid lockup, mid lock with the boy dent. Centering on this one is going to favor the right ever so slightly. These are out of stock at $100 web retail at River's Edge. We're going to do this one at $80 shipped priority mail, $105 if you'd like it to come to you with an Apostle P edge, and next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. That is the Spyderco Endura FFG S30V. Make sure you use that whole description when you send your I'll take it, because the next knife is also an Endura, and we wouldn't want to get them confused. This says Endura Flat Ground Blue. So yeah, kind of a royal blue FRN, bright hardware, black clip, full flat ground blade in the good old VG10. And this one is absolutely like new in the box. Rock solid lockup, nice free blade, and dead perfect centering. So you can buy these brand new at your favorite web retailer if you can find one. $96 it will cost you. And I do note some very fine hairlines. I think he tried to soften the corners of the holes, and that kind of bled out, I think you can see. But anyway, your price on this one, not $96 plus tax and postage. Let's do $75 all in, shipped priority mail. $100 if you'd like it with my edge on it. That is the Spyderco Endura FFG Blue. Next up, it's another Spidey. This one from Golden, Colorado, USA. Earth. It says Native 5 Mint BK M4. So it is a Native 5 lightweight with mint green FRN and a DLC coated blade in CPM M4, which must mean that it is a Blade HQ exclusive, and it is. Black hardware, black clip, bushing pivot, zero blade play, super free blade. Centering is very, very close to perfect. So easy, so beautiful. We'll call it near mint in box. These are discontinued and out of stock. Sold listings on eBay and a pretty healthy sample running between $160 and $200. Your price for this one, $140 like it is, $170 with an TheApostleP edge. Spyderco Native 5 lightweight mint DLC M4. What a beauty. Next up, we have arrived at the Rob's Pick for tonight's sale. It is a Spyderco. I think it's from Golden. And it is a Shaman plain. Just a plain old Shaman. Just a Shaman. That's all it is. You've got your crowned, satin finished, smooth G10. You have a 4-way positionable, kind of stone washed pocket clip. You've got a spear point blade, very high saber ground, stone washed finish, S30V. Lock up on the compression lock is dead rock solid. Action is free dropping. Centering is perfect. Condition, near mint in box. These are in stock and they have crept up, my friends. Spyderco minimum advertised web price $252. Your price for this one, and it's a super fine example, $210 like it is, $235 with my edge. Spyderco Shaman, BK, S30V, SW for stonewashed. That's the Rob's Pick for tonight's sale. Next up, from Buck Knives, we could call him the Edge of a Legend, I guess, can we? So then there's the knife inside. What the heck is that? Well, it says Slim Hunter. I find them listed mostly as the Slim Pro. It's a Buck 110 Slim Pro. So it is slim. If you notice, you got a lock bar and no liners. Brown canvas micarta scales and no liners. All the rigidity you need comes from that lock bar. That knife is not bending, okay? It works great. You got a shorty deep carry tip-up ambidextrous clip. And then you have a hollow saber ground clip point blade, Paul Boss heat treat, and S30V. I got zero blade play. I got a nice free blade. It does catch the spring pretty early. And I got centering that's very close to perfect. Condition on this knife is near mint to like new in box. It's a 4 7/8 handle, a 3 5/8 inch blade. Price of these online at your favorite web retailer is $97. We're going to do this one for $75, like it is, $100 with my edge. And next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. That's the Buck 110 Slim Pro. Next up, got one from my old buddy, Christ. This is back in his Escanaba days. Christ designed, Bark River manufactured. It is the backpacker in black canvas micarta with a certificate of authenticity. The backpacker comes in a pancake style bushcraft sheath. You can go vertical. You can go cross draw. It has a fire steel loop. Inside is this gorgeous. This is kind of like Zoe's Puko. A2 steel. High saber convex grind. Man, they did a beautiful job on this grind, by the way. Just beautiful. As I said, A2 steel, 3 7/8 inches of blade, 4 1/8 handle. It is a finger groove design. Fits my large size glove hand perfectly. It is near mint to like new in box. Closer to like new than near mint, I would say. These are long discontinued, not a stock. They had a web retail of about $160 when they were available. You can buy this one, $120 like it is, $145 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Christ backpacker. Next up, we have one from Bastinelli Creations. This is the Bastinelli Doug Marcada Pica Karambit. Comes in a nicely made, beautifully molded Kydex sheath with a slimline tech lock. And it is an integral construction hawkbill karambit with a ringtail in Bowler N690 CO. The blade is 1 7/8, I'm saying to there, right? And then the handle about 3 7/8. All chisel ground. Primary bevel and edge bevel. Pretty nicely sharpened also, by the way. So on the inside of the handle, you see Fox, Italy. And then on the spine, Doug Marcada, Bastinelli knives. So let's see. These have a web retail of $160, and it is like new, no box. You can buy this one all in, shipped priority mail, $110, like it is, $140 with my edge. That's the Bastinelli Doug Marcada Pica Karambit. Next up, it's time to go to Titusville, my friends. Now, I don't particularly love hawkbill blades on traditional knives, but this is a thing of beauty. Notice the large size tube. This is a model 47P123 Harvester in Chechen rosewood, and man, this is the best looking Chechen rosewood handle I've ever seen. Just look at the lines of this knife. Are you kidding me? Triple line bolster, houndstooth shield, and look at that Chechen rosewood. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And then the star of the show is this. Yeah. 1095 blade, hawkbill, long match striker pull, cut swedge. 3 13/16 inches closed length. About a 7 pull. Perfect walk and talk. I call the centering close. I think it favors the right. Condition is like new in the tube. Of course, they're all out of stock new. eBay sold listings range between $162 and $215 for this model in this configuration. This one can be yours. $150 like it is. $175 I sharpen it. That's the GEC Northfield number 47 Harvester. Next up, another one from Great Eastern. This from the Tittyute line. It's a number 74 cotton sampler, model 749er, 123, in natural textured canvas micarta. Look at that. Got the Federal shield, you got the rat tail, stainless steel bolster, all steel construction. I got a little raggy spot in the micarta, and then I got some sort of no cleanup areas in that texture where the jigging didn't quite clean off the shiny outer skin, but yeah, who cares? That'll be gone in a few days as you use it. And then you got that cotton sampler blade, one of a kind. So what are they, 3 13/16 closed? And I know that there's something you do with this area of the knife. I can't remember what it is. Bill could tell you. Steve Conti could tell you. Big nail neck. So about a 7 pull. Perfect walk and talk. Centering is dead. It is like new in the tube. Sold listings for these ranging on eBay between $152 and $195. This one can be yours like new in tube. $140 like it is. $160 with an ApostleP edge. The GEC Titty number 74 cotton sampler. Next up, I think we have our first combo deal tonight. We do. So the knife we're going to start with is this one. So this is a Spyderco Delica full flat ground, black handle, satin blade, bright hardware, and this is wearing an MXG gear, deep carry, titanium clip, super smooth, and check it out, boys, S30V Delica. Beautifully, beautifully finished blade. Rock solid lockup. Nice action. Centering is very close to perfect. So you get that. And then along with it, oh, what the heck. We have one from Ganzo Firebird FE3. And this is what they call the, what do they call it? They call it the F759M-GR. So it's basically a Delica ripoff. Okay, so you have OD, FRN. You have an oval hole blade that looks a lot like a Delica. Blade steel is 440C. You got a 4-way clip. You got a mid-lock with something that looks awfully a lot like a Boy Dent. Nice free blade. Centering blows, but who cares? They cost $17 new. Anyhow. So yeah. You get both. So this is just listed in your inventory as a Spyderco Delica FFG S30V MXG. So the Ganzo is just a bonus. This knife in S30V is $128 minimum advertised price, and they're gone. The black ones are all gone. I found some different colored handles. That's about it. Plus the cost of the MXG clip. And then you get the Ganzo for free. Your price for all of it, $95. 120, or just say 25 each to sharpen. So 95, 120, 145. How about that? How about that? Oh. Next up. Oh, guys. From Cold Steel. It is a Mini Recon 1. Spear point. And on the Mini, they've gone to the fine textured black G10. This has the right hand tip up clip only. I do not have the lefty clip for this knife. Oh yeah. OS 10A blade, beautiful stonewash. Good looking etch. The new logo doesn't look bad at all. The Mini Recon 2 7/8 blade, 4 1/4 handle, tri-ad lock, rock solid. Perfect action. Centering is very close. It might barely favor the right. Condition like new in box. These are available brand new at your favorite web retailer for $68, or just buy this one. All in, shipped priority mail, $50. Like it is, $75 with my edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 4. That's the Cold Steel Mini Recon 1 Spear point. Next up, a moment of silence followed by a reverent discussion of the next item for your consideration tonight. It comes to us from Bark River Knives, Escanaba, Michigan, USA. It is a very long box. Inside the box resides the Edwin Forrest Bowie. Mike Stewart wanted to make this knife for a long time. There are debates that have occurred in the knife world for the last 150 years or so about what Jim Bowie's sandbar knife actually looked like. Some people think it looks like the Moore Bowie. Some people, not very smart people, think it looks like the Iron Mistress. But the people who are real knife historians know the lineage of that original fighting knife, which was French kitchen cutlery. And the Edwin Forrest Bowie, in Mike's opinion, is the closest representation, or maybe the original knife. It comes in this sheath. It carries vertically on the belt. Nobody's going to carry it. And here it is, boys. I'll never get it in the camera. So it's really not a clip point. If anything, it's a slightly trailing point. Full height convex in A2 steel. Looks like 3/16 stock. The blade length is 12 1/4. Then you've got brass bolsters and lots of brass pins. Kind of a truncated coffin, and it's black cherry wood. Guys, this knife kill a man. Or several. Of course, they made these and they sold out in about 5 minutes. Yeah. The handle's 4 3/4, by the way. Wow. So, the web price of this knife, brand new, was $322. They're out of stock. There are no sold listings on eBay. I got a feeling it's probably worth more than $322. But we're going to offer this at $275 like it is. If you got to have my edge on it, and I don't think it needs a better edge, but add $40, so $315 with my edge. That is the Bark River Edwin Forrest Bowie. Now, I believe the name Edwin Forrest comes from the fact that a guy named Edwin Forrest was gifted one of these knives, probably by Reason Bowie, Jim's brother, as they were wont to do, and he says this is the one. So, or he said this was the one. So $275 like it is, $315 with my edge. Next up, we have an item that is going to be called the Cold Steel Combo in this sale. The featured attraction is the Marauder. Okay. The Marauder. And the secondary knife comes in this box. It's a folder, and it's called the Illusion. So first, the Marauder. It comes in a Secure X sheath. Reed molded plastic. Nice snap and strap. And the knife inside is here. Beautiful bidirectional satin, Aus 8 steel, a 9-inch clip point blade, and it's pretty good looking. You got a Crayex sub-hilt handle, which is 5 1/8. That knife sells brand new for $80, brand new retail. Then you get with it this knife. I believe it's a Chinese-made cold steel. You got kind of a Coyote Tan FRN handle and a Coyote Tan FRN clip that is removable right-hand tip up. It's a stainless steel liner lock with a safety. It flips. I think it's on bearings, but I don't know for sure. Very nice looking black coated clip point blade. Kind of a California clip. 8CR13 MOV steel. It is a liner lock, and when you engage the safety, you can't disengage the liner lock. It's got to be on bearings. Got to be. Centering, I think, is going to favor the left a little bit. Could probably tighten that pivot just a touch. So yeah, blade length 6 inches. The handle is 7 5/8. It's a big knife. Pretty cool though. These sell brand new for $44. So these sell for $80. These for $44. What's that? $124. Let's do them both all in, shipped, both like new in box. $100. Shipped priority mail. If you want me to sharpen... Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. The Marauder already has my edge on it. Yes, it does. And it's quite scary. Convex, if I remember right. So if you want me to sharpen the Luzon, $130. No need to sharpen the Marauder. It's already had $30 worth of sharpening added to it. And it's a laser, let me tell you. Okay, so 100, like they are. 130, I sharpen the Luzon. And that's in your inventory is the Cold Steel Combo. The Combo. Let me put stuff away here before we get to the last item in the sale. And the last item in the sale is this beast. There's no box. It's an axe from Tops. It's called the Vi Ax, which is short for Viking Axe. It comes in a super well made leather sheath. And here it is, boys. Oh. So they say it's a 5 1/4 blade. I have no idea what that means, because it's more than 5 1/4 in that dimension. It's more like 7 inches. Do they mean that way? I don't know. Look at the stepped mill pattern in the 1075 blade. So you got a blade, you got a notch. That looks like a blade catcher to me. And then you have a skull penetrating spike. Handle wise, we got black linen micarta. Well, there's a bow drill divot. And it looks like some red orange liners. That looks like 1/4 inch stock. Maybe even 5/16. It's got some heft, guys. I mean, there is some serious damage to be done with that. It's kind of a work of art, I think. Anyhow, 15 1/4 overall length, 1075 steel. It is like new, no box. These things, web retail, are $252. This one can be yours, $200. It'd be a great wall hanger. It would also be a great tool. And pity the fool who causes you to draw this and use it on him. So $200 for the Tops Vi Ax. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Have at her, boys. Talk to you soon.